Could have been dangerous, but it came to nothing. And there's his chance to lead the counter. Raul. It's all a little bit desperate, but it's got the job done.
Yeah, they showed a vulnerability until the move was stifled. That'll have stirred a little concern.
2 added minutes has been indicated.
Well, he's felt that, hasn't he? Raul. Brilliantly cut out. There's the whistle for half-time. Caution certainly not on the agenda here from both sides. Manchester United do lead, but it's quite a game. Half-time, 3-2.
And a quick announcement for the benefit of anybody who has found themselves a little lost today. Please look at the screen for information on how to find your way around this stadium.
Substitution on the field. Number 18.
And we're underway again.
Coming on to replace him is
Triol gets into some space. Deflected behind for a corner kick. Gets up to head it! Went with his head, but couldn't steer it in. Van Dijk gets across to intercept that. A real chance to break. And it's Forlan. Well seen, saw that coming. And that's been intercepted. No, the ball needed to be better there. It's a wasted chance. Chance to break. Berratti, whose goal-scoring skills have already been evident. Now the counter. Pirlo's cross.
There's much frustration as to the lack of a touch to finish that off.
Oh, he's picked out the runner. Oh, he's in! Danger averted for now. Well, that tackle was certainly sturdy. Defending of the desperate variety.
Yeah, it looks like a change of approach, and it may just...
Yeah, he's pulled him up for that challenge. And he has shown him a yellow card. It's a pretty loose pass. Fiddles it through. Can he finish? Defence has got rid of
The
that.
attendance for this match was 70,987.
Davis. Oh, well cut out. No margin for error there at all. Manchester United appear to be happy to let their front players stay up front all the time.
Well, it's signalling to the opposition that they're setting themselves up for the counter-attack. It's plain and simple.
Beckenbauer. Well, they've got it back in a hurry. And Danilo. Davis. Couldn't quite squeeze that one through.
That's what has to be done now, no question about it.
This is a really front-footed approach.
Spot on, Peter.
Passing nice and neat. Oh, and he's broken the line here. Neuer catches it safely. Defenders on the back foot. Oh, the ball's come loose here. Oh, good read. Conte. And it's Conte. Closing in on the last quarter of an hour. Conte. Now it's Messi. Challenge just a bit on the firm side.
Manchester United clearly have been instructed to kill this off. Offence is the best form of defence.
Danilo. Well, that is one way to stop him. Gets his pass away. Truthfully, it was hard to see any better outcome there. And the counter is on. And that interception was most necessary. Beckham. It's a good ball and he could be in. Looking for the runner. Oh, that's an excellent interception.
Manchester United might just end up kicking themselves after that. If they're lucky enough to get another, it has to count.
Great hit! It's a loose ball. So close to drawing level.
Ah, that could prove a pivotal moment in this match. They needed that goal badly, you know.
Substitution on the field. Number 20.
Manchester United are making a change now.
Number 19. Coming on the field. Number 9. Robert Lewandowski. Number 3.
And it's Beckham. Deftly done. He could be in here.
Yeah, it's safe to say that they just need to manage this to secure the win now.
Danilo. Almost there, and the players can feel it. Gets his pass away. Messi. Oh, that's neat. And that has left him in a heap. And they're back on the ball again. And that is it. The referee has seen enough. Perfect result, perfect outcome. A test passed with flying colours. Your reflections then, Jim?
Manchester United really deserve a lot of credit for what I'm sure would be a real confidence-boosting win. Such a huge game being played. There were so many factors that would have got the doubters going, but I guess they'll all go a little quiet now.
My thanks to Jim alongside me, and as the fans make their way home, so must we. Good evening to you.
I'd like to draw your attention to the screen right now for information on our shuttle bus service. Please be made aware that smoking is only permitted in designated areas within these grounds.
Well, hello and welcome for the first time this season to everybody around the
everybody,
world,
and welcome
and we
to
have for
today's
you a
match.
clash of two teams with very similar intentions. A statement win at the expense of the other would be the ideal scenario for both. A flying start is certainly required. Certainly this is a very, very impressive venue, quite a sight to behold. So we're up and running. Jim, which player is best equipped for this game?
Yeah, Virgil van Dijk. He's just about unbeatable in every department, Peter. He's strong, he's quick, he's totally dominant in the air, and what's more, he seems to really love a tussle. His passing's good too, and he never seems to lose it in important areas. I'd expect this team to notch up a lot of clean sheets with him on board.
I wonder whether that has anything to do with you being a defender once upon a time. And the shot! It's anyone's ball now. Now it's Lewandowski looking to break out here. Lewandowski. Puyol. Allen. This is De Jong. And it's Mertens. Now it's Rashford. Rashford. Very nicely done. Roberto Carlos. And here's Rashford. Some terrific running on the ball there. Those efforts are not going unappreciated. It's a pretty loose pass. Campbell. Lewandowski. Now the counter. Beckenbauer. Lewandowski! Mighty close.
That's just plain unlucky. There were many, me included, who thought that was going in.
poor pass that, sloppy. Zielinski. He spotted the run and played him through. And he's in on goal. And here's Kante. And the assistant referee has his flag raised for offside. Roberto Carlos. So a third of the match or thereabouts gone, and we still await the first goal. And now the breakaway. Davis spots it and intercepts. Well, that is one way to stop him. Napoli have a free kick. Well, the ref's been lenient here. I doubt he'll get too many more chances. And the potential here for the first goal of the game. Roberto Carlos is standing over this one. Mertens! And that is quite wonderful! A finish of true class! Well, that was wonderful in every regard. Vision, concept and considerable accuracy.
Well, he made it look effortless, clearly a training ground perfectionist.
Napoli get themselves into the lead.
Yeah, this is also a chance to see what happens to their level of concentration from here.
Great ball, big chance! Pirlo, the regular corner taker. Can he finish? Well, he should have done better, and he knows it.
Davies did give it a fair old crack, and he'll be encouraged to step up again.
Triol. Oh, good read. And it's Lewandowski. Gets his pass away. Nice interception. His positioning was spot on. Zielinski.
Manchester United really can't go chasing this game too soon. Any rash decisions now could see them lose it.
He's got a... hits one! And he hits the net! And again, they simply do not know what has hit them. Perfect placement, the one place the keeper couldn't reach.
Well, I think two keepers would have had a hard time keeping that one out, never mind one. There was real venom in the strike and clear composure from the placement.
His second of the game, and an eye now for the hat-trick. So that's two now without reply.
Well, it's been an absolutely fabulous spell for them, and they're starting to look unstoppable. There could be more on the way.
And they can counter here. Great defending, strong and determined. Well, it didn't look good for a while, but that was brave defending, and they got away with it.
Oh, that's brilliantly defended, though. It looked destined for a goal.
It's Pirlo! Napoli can start a counter here. Roberto Carlos. And here's Raul. Oh, he's in a really good position. Lewandowski! And yes, it's there! Just one goal in it now. Game on! What about that, Jim Beglin?
Lewandowski has been menacing, and when you get a defence that's beginning to look a little bit disjointed, then he's exactly the type of character that's going to punish you, and he did exactly that.
Manchester United get themselves back into contention.
I think they can sense a comeback here, and so can this crowd. It's all systems go now.
And here's Lewandowski. It's run loose, who's going to get there? And he's in a really good position here now. In with a header! It's there! Manchester United are back on level terms.
Look, that was a technical interaction of great football. That has gone down a treat.
We have ourselves a real game here.
Well, they're very much the better team at the moment, Peter, and no doubt will be looking to cause even more damage here.
The pass has gone astray.
There will be 3 minutes added time.
Beckenbauer. Oh, here's a chance! Good first touch and almost as good a second.
That's a great effort. There was very little backlift to indicate what was coming.
Oh, and he's broken the line here. And the referee brings the first half to a close. Well, it has been a pretty crazy game so far. A game played out in extraordinary fashion, and the scoreline underlines that. So there was the first half.
Well, who would have expected both teams going in level after that? Lots of drama, and Peter, please don't ask me to pick a winner.
What a good half. They've gone blow for blow, and it's 2-2. Well, the action has already resumed here.
Manchester United can feel really happy with themselves. The scoreline doesn't back it up, but they've played with urgency and purpose and can't afford to lose patience in this second half. They've got to persevere.
Shifted upfield. De Jong.
Well, it's a move of great promise, but will it really prove productive?
And that's been intercepted.
Rashford, well, he was given the time and room initially to hold on to the ball, but eventually he was squeezed that bit harder and the task became too much. I think he's got to be a little quicker in his distribution then and get others into the match.
Rashford has it out wide and in space. Oh, whistle's gone, now then! Now the referee has given a free kick just outside the box. Well, he can't say now that he hasn't been warned.
Well, he knew what he was taking on there, Peter, and special delivery from the ref.
Mertens is eyeing up his options in the middle. That's a fine save.
Absolutely terrific, terrific reflexes, goalkeeping at its very best.
Pirlo, done delicately. Oh, that's a key interception. Kante, who has made his impact already. Raul, looking for the runner. It's Raul! There could be trouble here. Khan catches it safely.
The attendance for this match was 71,898.
And the counter is on. And it's Danilo. Well, there's the clearance. And they've got a throw. Van Dijk. Ball's out once more. And that interception was most necessary. Now it's Lewandowski. Oh, what a mistake! He's had a shot! Goal! Manchester United! They've done it! It was coming! They have their reward! Well, that always looked the likely outcome.
Peter, that was just a defensive act of generosity that was always going to have a painful ending.
Manchester United get themselves into the lead.
Yeah, they deserve great credit for turning things around, but they'll now need the defensive resilience to equal that attacking flair.
That's been cut out, well played. Nice ball, and he's in here.
Oh, good ball.
Has a go!
Oh, the ball's run
In for the follow-up. He's scored. And with that goal comes comfort. That's no fluke, it's what he was there for.
Oh, players like this fella almost have a sixth sense to get themselves in such great poaching positions. How quick-minded was that?
Substitution for Napoli.
Well, there is some activity down on the touchline. It seems there's going to be a change. It's going to be a double change then.
Coming on the field.
Manchester United take a
Number
2-goal
11.
lead and are looking good for the win.
No doubt as to who has the momentum here now.
Number
The only
7.
doubt is how many is coming.
Locatelli.
And here's the chance to counter. Now it's Rashford. He is through here. That's great strength on the ball. Great chance! And the follow-up! And somehow he managed to miss it.
Yeah, this is part of the job. Head down and keep plugging
Substitution
away.
in progress.
Moved on forwards. He's had a fair tumble under that challenge.
Yeah, that's top defending and preventing him turning, which can open up many possibilities.
Raul. Pirlo. Ah, that's frustrating. The pass just wasn't good enough. Beckenbauer. And it's Pirlo. Oh, it's a promising build-up, this. Plenty of really nice passing. And it's played forward. Out to the right. Mertens. And it's Allen. Allen. And it's lofted. Decent hit! He has done it! And they are dragging it back! Game on again! Oh, a goal of real quality. He made it look ridiculously easy.
Haaland simply knew the ball was asking to be hit first time because of the way it arrived. And boy, did he hit it.
For Napoli. After
This is
84
threatening to
minutes
become a
is
really good game.
Well, they've given themselves a chance here, but now it's a case of getting the balance right between attack and defence, and that's not easy.
Erling Haaland.
Passing is crisp and sharp. Pirlo. Now it's Lewandowski. And the shot! It could fall kindly. It's a goal! Khan did well the first time. Nothing he could do about the follow-up.
Look, that's one of the first things you learn, whether you're a striker or not. Just anticipate a goalkeeping parry or spillage, and sometimes you'll get lucky. It'll come your way.
Manchester United could not have picked a better time
There
to
will be
snatch
3
a 2-goal
minutes added
lead.
time.
Is there still time for a response?
Well, I think if they're going to have any hope from here, they'll need to see their more experienced lads step up to the plate now.
Mertens. Pirlo. Beckham. Delicate ball, and it needs to be. No, that's been intercepted. So that's it. It is all over. Manchester United can celebrate now. They have exactly what they craved. So, Jim, how do you reflect on what we've seen?
Manchester United can be really happy with this. I saw it as one of these defining games for them, and they showed real character to get the job done. A big statement for anyone who might be up next.
So just time for me to say thanks to Jim for his wisdom and to wish you all a very good evening.
And we come to you now with a quick request for support.
Security staff for each block, please report to the staff room immediately.
Well, hello and welcome for the first time this season to everybody around the world, and we have for you a clash of two teams with very similar intentions. A statement win at the expense of the other would be the ideal scenario for both. A flying start is certainly required.
Old Trafford rising to the occasion as only Old Trafford can. Some terrific scenes at the Stretford end.
We have already started here.
Well, if you're looking for a match winner down there, Peter, we can't ignore Gabriel Batistuta. Or
Great hit! Oh, great save, real class.
well, that was high-class goalkeeping there to back up his high-class wage.
And he can clear it away. It's anyone's ball now. Oh, he's managed to get himself offside. And he's in a really good position here now. Forlan. Swept in.
What a letdown when you've got such presence and movement.
Now it's Verratti. And here's Raul.
Well, that was well positioned and well pinched. They can't hurt with their backs to goal.
A real chance to break. Poor pass that, sloppy. Donnarumma sends that a long way. Oh, good read. Raul. Good ball. He's had a shot! It's loose, and there's a race for the ball. And a second time! Goal! Manchester United! Manchester United take the lead!
Perhaps deserves a little bit of sympathy here, because that's a goalkeeper's nightmare. It's clear that the keeper was unsighted by his defence, and by the time he picked up the flight of that, it was too late.
I doubt very much that this was in the script. Now the counter. Gets his pass away. Well intercepted, and it certainly needed to be. Vinicius Junior. Now it's Batistuta. Ronaldinho. Oh, he's managed to pinch it off him. Oh, well played. That has snuffed out the danger. Vinicius Junior! Oh, just lacked a decent finish.
Vinicius Junior knew immediately he didn't catch that to his liking, and his face was a picture of dissatisfaction.
Verratti does really well to win the ball there, and he's found the run. Great ball, and he's in here. Has a go! They've done it! Hot knife through butter. They have done it again. A truly wonderful strike, decorated with dip and curl.
Oh, that's a measured delight. The curl he applied was immaculate.
After 21
So that's
minutes
two now
is
without reply.
Well, they're
Number
very much the
20.
better team at the moment, Peter, and no doubt will be looking to cause even more damage here.
Oh, well played, well played. Oh, he's felt that, hasn't he? Looking for the runner.
You can never be short of runners into space, as long as the space left behind is filled.
Raul. That's a promising run he's making on the right. Lovely ball into space.
Well, I'm not quite sure he needed to hold up play quite as much as he did then. A couple of his teammates were very annoyed.
And here's Forlan. Oh, he's picked out the runner. And now the breakaway. Played out to the left flank.
That's positional gold, the utilisation of space.
Raul. And again they run up against stubborn defending. He's in here, and the shot! And more, and more, and more! And they're at it again, in double quick time! Just so calm under pressure, and he managed to fashion a fine finish.
Well, I think that defence there thought they were in good position and they had him where they wanted, yet somehow he's worked a scoring position when it didn't see him on. It's really crafty business, that.
3 without reply. This is becoming a stroll. It's Forlan! And he hits the net! There is just no stopping him. He has made the stage his own. A moment that needed composure, and he had plenty of it.
Well, he's a defender's nightmare. You try to send him one way, and
He's had a hit! And the follow-up. It's run loose. Who's going to get there? Now that's a fine challenge. Bit of an appeal, but nothing doing. Doesn't get the pass he's looking for. Barella. Vinicius Junior. Gets a good foot in there. And they can counter here. Good spot, he's seen the run. Oh, this is a great... Can he put it away? It's there! And again, they simply do not know what has hit them.
it's a mass exodus now. Certain sections of the stadium are leaving in droves, and you can't blame them.
And that'll be the last act of the first half. Well, that flew by. It was breathless stuff. It's been one-way traffic here after the first 45 minutes. A relentless barrage that looks set to continue.
Yeah, I think a first-half performance that showed attack being the best form of defence. If they're in the face of the opposition that much, then there's little they can do in return, and I'm not sure how long they can keep the intensity and the tempo up, but it certainly paid off so far.
Manchester United dishing out what has been nothing short of an absolute mauling. The game is surely already in the bag, but there is plenty for the boys to talk about during half-time. There's the start of the second half. Batistuta. Defending was strong and firm. So what can they make of this? Davis. He's left his man. Triol spots it and intercepts. Davis. He's got away. Davis. Now it's Forlan. Could move up a gear here. Interesting ball.
Yeah, this kind of bold running will always get you into a
Great chance! It's a pretty loose pass. And it's Forlan. Gets it back. He's going for goal! Keeper always had the measure of that.
Look, it was achievable, Peter, but it needed his best.
He could be in here. He'll try from distance. Davis. And it's Fabinho. Upamecano. Beckenbauer just eases him off the ball. And the danger is cut out. Fabinho.
The attendance for this
Sends
match
it forward.
was 72,306.
It's a good ball and he could be in.
That's a modern defender's instinct from a modern coach's mindset.
Can he finish? Oh, almost a sixth.
Davies worked a lovely solo run and
Substitution in
effort, Peter.
progress.
He should go solo again for me.
Fiddles it through. Now it's Batistuta. Some terrific running on the ball there. Those efforts are not going unappreciated.
I'm struggling to work out whether that was brave or a bit stupid. Maybe both, actually.
Bernardo Silva! Oh, the ball's run loose here. Oh, important interception. Fabinho. Oh, well cut out. No margin for error there at all. Now it's Forlan. It's come through and he's had a quick look inside. Batistuta. Defenders on the back foot. Oh, what a mistake! Interesting ball. Oh, great ball! No, he's not played the ball, that's a foul.
Substitution on the field. Number 57, Marco Verratti. Coming on the field is number 7.
Lobbed in behind.
Substitution.
Oh, and he's broken the line here. It is a corner. And it's Danilo. Lyon can counter promptly here. Lovely ball into space.
Whatever happens, that's the kind of movement which raises hope.
Poor pass that, sloppy. It's Forlan. Now looking to orchestrate a counter. Raul. Nice interception, his positioning was spot on. And here's Forlan. They're back in possession and ready to go again. Out to the flank it goes. Chance! No, it's wide.
Manchester United certainly look a very capable counter-attacking team. They're direct, they're quick, and to be honest, they're full of belief that it'll pay off.
Yet another to add to football's endless list of could-haves and should-haves.
Lyon clearly should have gone for the easier pass. Now they'll have to quickly regroup.
And it's Batistuta. De Bruyne. That's a stern challenge, he will go no further. Looking to break out here. And he's running through. And Beckham! Well seen, saw that coming.
There will be 1 minute added time.
Barella.
Well, the moans and groans from the stands now are very audible.
Referee looks at his watch and blows his whistle. Manchester United have won big and in style. Everything went for them. Their poor opponents left chasing shadows. A scintillating performance. Forlan, he turned up today for sure. How do you look back on the game then, Jim?
Yeah, it was a game that was won by sound tactics. The hustling and harrying forced mistakes and created control. Job done.
That's it for tonight's match, so it just remains for me to thank Jim Beglin alongside me and to wish you all a very good evening.